Hey you folks, Quillopolis here, and welcome to another episode of our Cities Skylines Let's Play. We are in Quillopolis. So again, is our offline, non-stream cities. If you're here for a Venice video, just check the playlist down below. It's got all my Venice videos, which are the ones I record during the live stream. And in here, we are continuing to sort of poke around and see what we can do with our existing road network. Certainly, we're gonna have to make changes, but you know, just trying to play it chill for a while. One of the things that might help some of this traffic over here might be as simple as offering a second connection to this neighborhood from the highway, which I'm gonna go ahead and do now. Again, we're gonna keep using these really sort of naive kind of connections. Just because I think it's that kind of city. It's kind of a low density, more chill kind of city. I just wish I could make the other intersections on the other side a little bit sexier, but apparently I cannot. I like my trumpets. When I can't trumpet, I can't make a nice intersection. Let's find a way to get that going on there. Makes the corner look so, like, extra sharp and derpy, though. There we go. That's... No, still. See, I can't make this satisfactory. It always sort of derps up the ground a little bit more than I want. Maybe if I went ahead and brought it down to ground level manually. And then connect it. No, it still makes it look a little bit like poop, which disappoints me. Anyway, and on the other side, we're going to go ahead and peel off from here. I mean, already people are using it, so I guess, you know, that means there's demand for this kind of angle. And we're going to bring this in. I guess it's got to create an intersection regardless. So you know what? We can go ahead and... No, you know what? I'll put it over here. Let's curve it first, though. How come it makes it all sharp and stupid in a way that I don't want it to be? There we go. It's hard to draw these and not end up with this sort of stuff. But what can you do? And yeah, I hate that it makes this intersection over here. Again, what we could do... Actually, why don't we go ahead and do that? I keep talking about this. Now, this doesn't create... What if I make this an explicit one-way that comes off of here? What'll that do to the intersection? That's perfect! That's exactly what I want. Actually, I just realized we probably don't even need to do this, do we? That probably works. Okay. Oh, but then I don't have... Nope, hold on. That was bad. So what I want to do is this. Can I do this and have it split off like this and not create an intersection? Indeed, I can. Good. Very good. Actually, what I'm going to do, even though it's the wrong way around, I'm going to do that, because then I can upgrade with a right click. See, this is much more like it. These can also be on and off ramps. And actually probably should be... Because everyone's only going to use that one lane regardless. This one is fine. Yeah, this is okay. No one should be making this U-turn ever. The question is whether they'll use both lanes to go straight, which would be really nice if they did. Okay, no traffic lights. Good. And in here, we're going to draw this out. It'll be the wrong way, but then we can flip it around after. So happy we can do that. Now, this won't create... Well, it'll create an intersection when I put it down. I would like less of a sharp turn, though, because they'll lose too much speed. Okay, it's an intersection for now, but that's just because it's the wrong way around. If I do that, this should function. It looks a little derp. Also, the fact that this is so short could potentially cause problems, but people shouldn't have to start and stop. So actually, it should do okay. There's got to be a better way to make it look. And I could just draw an actual trumpet, which would really be the correct way of doing things. Because here you can see all the traffic being caused by virtue of the fact that there's a traffic light here. Whereas if we just go, it'll be a little tricky to get it to fit in here, but let's try ground level. From here, go straight. And from here, they're going to get in each other's way, aren't they? It doesn't get rid of the fact that this is creating an intersection. I mean, I should just give up and use highways, but I like the challenge, so you guys have to deal with it. So we can probably space this out a little bit more and have that work. Like that, and then have this one come in like this, and like that, which creates no intersection. Okay. There we are. Those things work and don't create intersections. And then from here, I guess this is valid. We end up with a bit of a stupid corner there because we already had some of the road in from before. Get a little bit of a curve there, make me happier. There we are. Now, we'll have to wait for this traffic to clear up because right now there's still a bit of a slowdown, but there's no actual traffic light here anymore. Which is a little bit gaming the system, but it's not, you know, necessarily that bad. Everyone wants to go this way. Nah, some people are going straight, but most people are going this way. I actually just might want to offer a shortcut from here to there. Like, that's where people want to go. Can I fit that in? Is there a hospital there? Police headquarters. Let me move you out of the way a second, buddy. There you go. This also has the advantage of really splitting this well between two lanes. Everyone who wants to go west here will take the upper lane. Everything who wants to go south will take the lower lane. I think this traffic will clear up. There's a bit of a backlog, but I think it'll go away, and it'll actually flow very, very nicely. And I know the intersections sort of look like derp, but I think the throughput will be quite high here. While avoiding, and this is the second city, I suppose Venice is another one where I'm avoiding all these like crazy highways, but after our first Let's Play city, which was all like highway backbone stuff, I'm really trying to avoid as much of it as possible. Just for cuz. We want the straight tool here. I'm going to come off of this, go up, and over, and down, and... Wow, that is a long slope. I think... Oh, yeah, because the train is actually tippy right there. This is not actually the tool I want to use at all. Silly me. What's this tool? That. And then over here another one. I could actually just start going down like that. That might actually make it a little bit shorter. It's not quite even, right? The other way has a nice symmetry. This is a little bit more space efficient, but you know, symmetry is something worth aiming for. So I'll put a pillar here and then drop down there. Some people might have to live near the railroad tracks. On the other hand, one of the nice things about this is we could drop another passenger industry sort of split like before. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. We'll do a passenger one on this side, because the passenger ones don't generate that much traffic and should fit in here okay without us going kind of out of our way to make a sophisticated kind of setup. We've got some amount of income. Good. Train station. Passenger? Yes. Go like that. It is noisy, but that's alright. We can make do with that. Oops. And like so. That's your water. You'll need some power as well. Let's just go ahead and run rail across here for, power across here for now, and we'll figure out something a little bit more elegant later on. Just get you going. And then, on the other side, we have to remember that rail is insanely traffic full. So we want to make sure it's connected to a one-way road. But rather than use an actual one-way road, I could perfectly fine use one of these avenues, because it effectively creates a one-way road. Something like that. We're definitely going to have to offer up another highway connection over here for anything that might pop in and out from there. So this is the cargo train station. I like having these like side by side like that. What is this thing? Oh, right, train lines. Of course, I need to actually make sure those get created. That, and are you getting power? You are. Very nice. And obviously you'll need some road connections, otherwise you'll just burst into flame and then burn down. So let's go ahead and continue this one without the grass. I'll actually go ahead and downgrade this one, because this will be another kind of industrial sector, so it doesn't really need that. Use the Kirby tool over here. I don't want to have the intersection too close to that highway line. Let me make this the primary one, keep it going nice and straight. That was a bit of a flicker. Hopefully everything is still working well. Oh, and I just realized this episode and the last episode I recorded at 30 frames per second instead of 60. Why isn't this getting water? Is it not fully covered? It should be. There we go. Alright, just took a while to pop away, which is fine. Alright, a lot of demand for residential, so we should really work on that before we continue working this thing. Furthermore, before I do that though, something like this, and over. Wow, did I ever mess up the landscape? Eh, fair enough. Extend this out a little bit. Here, I'll go for actual symmetry this time instead of minimal amount of space. And then I guess we've got to go ahead and take it in kind of like that, which will create an intersection here. And there's a lot of traffic flowing in this direction, so that might not be what we want. Also, it looks stupid. I think it might be okay. Yeah, it's too short. I guess we're gonna have to go for the scoopy road. We'll figure it out. We might, whoops, we might replace it with something else later. It looks awful. All right. So, let's go ahead and get our track going. Actually, we got this pedestrian. I guess we weren't using internally. We were hoping for... No, we don't have any? Okay, that's a cargo station. I guess we only had the pedestrian. I think we were hoping maybe that we'd get some tourists via that. But we need to make sure is that we've actually got some way for our people to move around using these things. Obviously, this will also have to be connected up to a bus line. So let's go and do that. And we will want a subway later on. We need a bus depot first, just to make sure that we've got buses being spawned somewhere. That might be a little too trafficy. Let's tuck that in over there. That'll be fine. Set up some bus lines. So this is our passenger rail, so we definitely want a bus line that's right in front of it. We don't have this entire area worked out yet. That'll hopefully be okay. I'm gonna make sure I'm on the right side of the road here. Hold on, back up a little. Yeah, you're miserable. Okay, that's one. Let's go ahead and just zone up this area with commercial, which has some demand. That way, people coming off the bus here might do the passenger thing. We're losing a little bit of our zoning because of the power lines, but we can resolve that pretty quickly, actually. If I do that, and then zone that in, as long as a building pops in here pretty quickly. There we go. Now the zoning will work. Excellent. Let's get another bus line over here by this other passenger station. So right in front, service this area, come around here. You're not going to stop on the main highway just because it might slow things down a bit too much. Let me stop there, which should be reachable by most of these. Tell you what, we'll put another stop over there. And you're going to want to go through this way regardless. So, let's build a stop there. There, and connect. And then we're going to start a new bus line. That can connect over here. Wait, really? Oh, because... oh. Alright, well, I guess we'll have to live without it. We'll put it there. And then want this one to stop there. And then U-turn where it can. Anyway, may as well make a stop there as well, and then connect up that way. Alright, so these neighborhoods will be being fed properly from this passenger line, which is important. We'll need a little bit more in a few other areas, but I'm going to want to make sure to get a passenger rail up in this area of town. I mean, this doesn't feel like the sort of town that should have a metro. It's not that big, you know? It's very spread out. Just, it would feel inappropriate to have a metro at this point in time. A little surface train, maybe, you know? It's less of an investment for these places. So where should the passenger train arrive? It would be very easy to sort of tuck it in here. Especially if I rearrange this loop. Another spot might be like right in here. I think the passenger train station does make some noise. Quite a bit of noise, actually. But, you know, to a certain extent that might be unavoidable. Get a bit of a road over here. These guys are complaining about land values. How's their park access over here? Pretty much non-existent. What do we got? Oh, a 1x1 swing park, which apparently has a huge radius. Some of these mods might be a little bit generous about what they provide. But, you know, whatever. Here, we'll replace the 1x1 house right over here with the 1x1 swing park. Alright, it seems to have a large radius, but relatively minimal impact, which I like. That's fine. I'm going to try to find another... There's another 1x1. Go ahead and plop it in there. Yeah, it really has very little impact whatsoever. It's actually not as cheap as one might think. A little small playground. How big is this one? I like them apples. I still could use quite a bit more. That's an agricultural field. So is this one. So is that one. What was this one? Built-in ones. Oh, no, maybe it's not. Simple tiny park. Oh yeah, it's just another little 1x1. So let's replace this house here. I like having a lot of these little parks. And this one here apparently has a big impact, so... okay. Or just, you know, just enough to really send it over the edge. We don't have any parks anywhere. What was I doing when I was putting this bad boy together? See, one of these guys. Park right next to the cemetery? Sure. And then one of these parks, maybe... right over there. A little bit of death over there. How's my overall death care? Something I should be checking. Crematorium capacity is fine, but that doesn't mean we really have accessibility. There's a graveyard here, but, you know, it might fill up at some point. I'm going to go ahead and tuck in a crematorium. There. Just get a few more hearses going around. There's some big distances involved. All right. passenger. It'd also be really nice to bring the rail in a little bit further. Not to mention over here, which we will probably want to do. In fact, certainly we'll want a rail station over here. We'll probably want to buy this area of the map so we can go through, since we have gone ahead and unlocked the ability to get all 25 squares. Alright, I mean, we don't have unlimited money right now, but we can do that. That way we can run this rail from here to over there. And to avoid a bottleneck in this area, I suspect it would be a pretty good idea to eventually connect the rail from here to there, so trains going north don't all have to go through this one juncture, for example. Alright, let's do something like that. Tell you what, let's go grab this avenue and extend it over here and just put the train station. Can I do that without bulldozing anything? That's interesting. I'll allow it because it's awesome. So if we go and put a passenger train station here, so it doesn't overlap too many things with sound, I'm going to spend quite a bit of money on our rail here. Cross this bridge. We'll go up. So you can cross the highway, drop down a little bit straighter, and then from here we'll allow traffic going one way. And the other way. Alright, do you have water? I think you're complaining about it. Indeed you do not. They're complaining about traffic noise. I gotta pay more attention to these pop-ups now that they're not, you know, inappropriate. No one to pick up the dead. Yeah, we'll look into it a little bit more. So this is now connected, and everything should be fine and groovy. Tell you what. Let's bring the rail off of here. Bring it up and over. Could keep it elevated, but the last city had a lot of elevated rail, so let's go ahead and keep it mostly ground level. Spending quite a bit of money, but that's okay. We're also going to go ahead and purchase this plot of land here. Again, with the goal to give our trains a slightly different way to get off the map. Oh, it's because I got the curvy tool selected. There we go. But then I also want to provide the T-juncture that goes the other way here, because we're going to get some extra stations over here. So we're going to use a lot of surface rail in this town. Maybe no subway at all. No, we'll probably have to put it in at some point, because otherwise people will... They like having more services, and they do count like a variety of public transit as multiple services. So we can get more happiness if we provide them with metro. We don't need it now. However, it looks like we do need more power. So our eventual goal, if I recall correctly on this map, was to fill this lake with power stations. How come I can build here? It doesn't... Oh, right, I forgot the angle is all derped. Hold on. Yes, I'm going to spend extra money to move this thing. Just because. I want to fill this lake with these stations. This is going to power the entire town, basically. How's our water supply? A little low. We might want to pull some more water here. Now, this is a water source, which means hopefully it'll stay full if I keep putting, you know, water suckers in here. But you could conceivably drain something like this. Let's go ahead and preemptively get started in the water supply. And yeah, I'm going to grab it from a slightly different area. Bit of noise pollution, but not really that much. And... it is connected to the power grid. Good. And where does our poop flow out? I'm going to start using water treatment plants now, too. I mean, it does flow out, but let's, you know, try not to break the entire environment. And it's connected to the water pipe. Good. Landfill usage. All right. It's starting to go up. I don't remember. These were... this is no more room. We're going to want to empty these bad boys. Yeah, see, these are both full. So they're contributing absolutely nothing to us while still being polluting. So let's go ahead and put an incinerator down here. Once these garbage dumps are empty, we can just clear them off and, you know, reclaim the space for something else. I like that. Still a lot of industrial demand, not to mention some commercial demand. People are still coming into town, though, as some buildings are continuing to upgrade and fill up. We're going to do that. I think this area is going to continue to be relatively residential, and we'll have the big industrial area on the other side once that demand starts to kick in. Thank you very much for watching another episode of this Let's Play of City Skylines. Again, if you do want more videos, check the description box down below. There'll be a link to my playlist of, like, all my City Skylines stuff, of which there's quite a bit. You know what? This is not a big enough space here. That's not a good way to join these up. I'm going to have to make an adjustment here. Let me try to take care of that right away. There's a pillar there. There we go. Just gives it a little bit more space. Ideally, it should be long enough to fit a whole train. This is not good. Alright, we're going to have to put a cut in here no matter what. We will have to come back and make an adjustment to how we've got this configuration, because this is too tight and it's causing a bottleneck, and we don't want that at all. So I will see you guys next time when we fix the trains. Bye bye.